I never thought a single text message could redraw the entire map of my life. But that's exactly what happened on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. I was sitting in my truck outside a supply warehouse, engine off, invoices on the seat beside me, when my phone buzzed. It was from my wife, Eleanor. 12 years married, 14 together, and I still had her notification tone set different from everyone else. The message was short. Too casual. My ex just ended his relationship. He reached out and asked me to be there for him. No emojis, no follow-up, just that. I stared at the screen longer than I want to admit, not because I didn't understand the words, but because I did, fully, immediately. There are texts you read twice for clarity, and then there are texts you read once and feel settle into your chest like a weight. This was the second kind. I didn't respond right away. I locked the phone, leaned back, and let the silence sit. Eleanor and I had built what looked like a solid life. Mortgage in a decent suburb, 2 cars paid off, Sunday dinners, shared calendars. On paper, it was stable, comfortable. But comfort can hide a lot. When we first met, she was coming out of a messy relationship with a guy named Marcus. I was the steady one, the reset. She told me she wanted peace, not drama. I believed her. I built my life around that promise. Somewhere along the way, peace turned into distance. Not obvious at first, just small things. Less eye contact, more time on her phone. Conversations that stayed shallow, like neither of us wanted to dig too deep and hit something sharp. I told myself this was normal. Long marriages settle. They don't burn like they used to. Still, that text cracked something open. My ex. Those 2 words echoed louder than everything else. I typed back, deleted it, typed again, then finally sent, "What do you mean, be there for him?" The reply came almost instantly. "He's not doing well. He's really broken up about it. I feel bad just ignoring him." That word again. Feel. Bad. Not confused, not conflicted, just bad. I asked if she planned to see him. She said she didn't know yet, that she was just trying to be a good person, a good person. I didn't argue, I didn't accuse, I didn't tell her what she should or shouldn't do. I just said, okay. That night, she came home later than usual, said she stopped for a walk to clear her head, ate dinner quietly, kissed my cheek like it was a routine, not an impulse. Lying in bed beside her, I felt something unfamiliar. Not anger, not jealousy, clarity. I realized I had been operating under an old assumption that marriage automatically meant priority, that history stayed buried. But her text told me something she hadn't said out loud. When her past knocked, she opened the door without hesitation. Over the next few days, Marcus became a regular topic, not in detail, just mentions. He texted, "He's struggling, he's lonely." Each time she framed it like an obligation, not a choice. I listened. I nodded. I noticed she never once asked how it made me feel. That told me everything. Friday night, she finally said she was going to meet him for coffee. Public place. Just to talk. She said it fast, like speed would soften the impact. I asked one question. If the roles were reversed, how would you feel? She paused, then said, "That's not the same. It always isn't, until it is." She left an hour later, dressed nicer than she had for our last date night. I didn't stop her. I sat at the kitchen table and waited, not pacing, not drinking, just waiting. When she came back, she was lighter, quieter, like she'd released something she'd been holding. She said he cried, said he regretted everything, said he never stopped caring about her. I asked what she said in return. She told me she listened. That was the moment I understood. Cheating doesn't always start with bodies. Sometimes it starts with emotional permission, with sympathy that crosses a boundary, with nostalgia that gets fed instead of starved. I didn't sleep much that night. By morning, my decision was already made. I wasn't going to compete with a ghost. I wasn't going to beg for reassurance or police her choices. I made breakfast, kissed her goodbye, and went to work like normal. From the outside, nothing changed. Inside, everything had. That evening, I told her calmly that I needed space, that I wasn't comfortable with her maintaining contact with an ex who was clearly re-entering her emotional world. She said I was overreacting, that I was insecure. That hurt more than the text, because it shifted the blame onto me. I told her I wasn't accusing her of cheating. I was telling her what I would and wouldn't accept. She asked what that meant. I said it meant I was done pretending this was harmless. I packed a bag that night, not out of spite, out of self-respect. She watched from the doorway, arms crossed, like she didn't quite believe I'd follow through. I did. I drove to my brother Callum's place and slept better than I had in months. The next morning, she texted asking if we could talk. I replied that we already had. Silence followed. In that silence, I felt something unexpected. Relief. I didn't know where this road led, but I knew I wasn't lost anymore. When someone shows you where their emotional loyalty lies, believe them the first time. I finally did. I learned that day that love without boundaries isn't devotion, it's surrender, and surrender quietly erodes dignity. Walking away didn't make me weak. It reminded me that choosing myself was not abandonment, but survival. And sometimes survival is the bravest form of loyalty, in the end.